So you've done the show a bunch of times, but the first time, here you are, this strange man is walking into a house, briefly meets with this underage girl who says she's going to go in the back and, freshen up. And then an adult man comes in to confront this guy who has no idea this is about to happen.
No clue.
Tell me that first time that you did that.
My heart was in my throat. We had gone through a bunch of potential scenarios. We had security there. Ron Knife, my security guy, was there. I had the transcripts. The guy came in, goes to the counter, and I walk out and immediately start the conversation. What are you doing here? And I don't say right away, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, because I want to know what this guy is about. Now, like you said, I didn't have all this perfected in the first investigation. So I'm just trying to keep it together.
Right.
I got a guy across from me in a kitchen who's rangy at best, who doesn't know whether I'm a cop, the mad dad
right.
who walked in, or option number 3, which they probably didn't think of in that first investigation, Chris Hansen of Dateline NBC.
Right.
So the first guy comes in, I keep it together, we have the discussion, and he leaves. Second guy comes in, same thing happens. The third guy comes in, and now it's getting chaotic because it's all happening all at the same time. And the transcripts of the chats are laid out on the dining room table. They're all mixed up. So I grabbed the wrong transcript for the third guy. And I go, at one point I said, well, it says right here that you want to do this, this, and this with a 12-year-old named Susan. No, that's not me. Excuse me. Walk back out. Got a second set of transcripts. A 14-year-old named Diane. No, that's not me. Third set of transcripts. A 13-year-old named Beth. Yes, that's me. Okay, great. Let's continue. And we went into the interview.
He stuck around while you're getting different transcripts?
He did. And it turned out this guy, and I remember distinctly, his screen name was Dark Hero 73. And I just did a podcast on him. Predators I've Caught is the podcast. And we got into his segment, and he really got aggressive. And when people say, well, was there a time when you really thought that you were potentially in danger? Thinking back, he was one of the top potentially dangerous guys. And it turned out that he had a restraining order against him by a former girlfriend, that he had just gotten out of a mental institution. And while I'm not suggesting there's a link between predatory behavior and mental illness, clearly you've got somebody who is potentially unstable and could have done something harmful to a 13-year-old girl had there been a 13-year-old girl there.
Okay. Were the police involved from the first episode or no?
The police were not involved in the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
It wasn't until the 3rd episode.
So you basically contacted police and said, hey, we're about to do this. Be waiting outside to arrest this guy.
We did not in the first 2 investigations. We just did the investigation. We didn't know what we'd find.
You just let the guy walk out?
The guy just left,
Okay.
Which was, obviously, we came to the conclusion that this was very unfulfilling from a television production standpoint. And more important, it wasn't socially responsible. I mean, here you've got a guy who commits a crime. And in some of these cases, in the first 2 investigations, there were charges filed. The police stepped in the first one after the fact.
Yeah.
So there was a firefighter who surfaced in the first investigation. He was prosecuted by the feds. In the second one, we had the rabbi and a number of others who surfaced, and they were prosecuted, but it was after the fact in the rabbi's case, the FBI, and in the other cases, the Fairfax County Police Department.
Okay. But then the police got involved in the third one.
In the third one, we had been contacted by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. And the Sheriff's Department was willing to do an investigation parallel to our investigation. So that was the first time that law enforcement was involved.